Greetings, friends, family, and survivors. Well, it's going to be close to 100 today. And the last video you saw, I talked about renting a root rake. I actually made that video 3 weeks ago, and I just haven't posted it yet. So we're a little ahead of where you see on our updates. So we went ahead and bought a root rake and was able to get one shipped for under 900, I think 850 bucks. It's a really nice one, made by Titan, 640 pounds, half-inch reinforced plate, all gusseted, yeah, with really good reviews, and nobody's reported bending tines or anything when they hit giant boulders. In fact, the one review I read, he was getting bitter brush and sagebrush off of a property, and it worked beautiful, and that's exactly what we got it for. Tested it, it works great. You just set the tines in 3 or 4 inches and drive, and it leaves the dirt behind. Doses the organics in front of it, and as long as I don't go down 12 to 16 inches, I won't hit any rock. It'll just kind of comb through the DG and leave everything else behind. So I decided the best thing to do is go ahead and put the tracks back on the cat, and that'll afford a whole lot more traction on that loose DG. And we usually don't run the tracks up here in the log yard because it digs holes. It just really does tear stuff up, especially in the wintertime. But when you gotta have them, you gotta have them. It only takes about an hour to put them on and get them the right tension. So I think I won't take the log forks. I'll take just the root rake and the bucket and go from there. And so the next thing that Dad's doing for me is he's going to be building on this shed while I'm gone. And I'll take the shower kit up on the mountain. I'm going to pick up 2 food grade 55-gallon drums today. Dad's going to build a skid for him. It's got a water pump in here, hot water heater here, the hoses and cords and battery will go in a box. 100-watt solar panel with a charge controller will be the roof of the box, and then you've got a standalone water system. And for now, I'll just haul that on the small quad trailer that we rebuilt the other day. And so when it's empty, it'll be easy to slide on and off the quad trailer. When it's full, I'll just leave the trailer parked there at the building site, and just got a quick attach hose, so just plug right into the shower and plug right into the camp trailer, so there's hot water in both places. And then when we're done, we just slide it off onto the ground at a neighbor's house. And when it's empty, it's pretty light, really. And so that's the idea for now. And we also have a 2-axle trailer with double brakes that was given to us. It's just a frame, and I bought 2 275-gallon tote tanks. So our idea is to mount them permanently on that 2-axle trailer with brakes and plumb them in, and we'll haul water behind the Jeep from our neighbor's house and fill our cistern, which will be a minimum of 1,000 gallons. Probably what I'll do to start out with is get out of the sun here. To start out with on the mountain, once the septic system's in and the cistern, because they go in at the same time, I'll hire hire somebody to fill both the septic tank and the cistern with water. And then in the spring, we'll go into the summer months hauling water ourselves and seeing how much water we use. You know, one of the biggest things, the biggest stress on me, the part I can't get my head around yet, and it's the scariest part of the whole thing. Carol and I, we could do fine hauling water. We can learn to, you know, conserve water and still have good personal hygiene and all of that, and get your dishes clean, that sort of thing. But the horse is 6 gallons a day. And you can't fudge on that. I mean, if you had to, you could grab a jug of water from town and survive, right? But a horse will die. I don't know how much Gibbs drinks, but the horse is 5 to 6 gallons a day, period. Has to happen. And that is the biggest stress of not having a well. It's not Carol and I living in the home. It's the horse. And the truth is, I don't know how I'm going to put a well in without selling my tractor. And at least 5 years away from wanting to sell the tractor. So, yep. Grace, if the Lord is in it, we're going to find a way to get a well up there. There is a neighbor who has a well. They haven't done anything else with their property. Their well has literally 30 feet from my property line, and I was considering contacting them and seeing if they were willing to share the water with me if I put in the power and the pump and had water available for them. And of course I'd want some kind of agreement besides just verbal, because you're going to throw $1,500 in the hole. You want to make sure they don't walk away with it, right? But that's an idea. I might be able to use the neighbor's water. We'll just see how it goes. That's the biggest thing, that horse. Carol would just as soon, you know, she's a cowgirl, I'm telling you. One time she had, 23 horses, and I think Bailey is her 67th horse. Yeah, and I had horses before she and I got married. And so I know about them, and I can ride and handle them and all that kind of stuff. But horses, she can't remember before she had horses. You know, they've been in her blood for so long. And so she'd rather live in the trailer and have the horse in a barn than move into the house and not have the horse there. Of course, as the horse is there, we're going to have shelter, and we're going to have water. The neat thing is, in that area, feed is 25% of what it costs here. I mean, it's just nothing to keep a horse over there. So that's going to be the challenge. And if she's okay with living in the park model while we're building the house and put the barn up first, if that's what she wants to do, that's what we're going to do. So if you have any ideas about water, let me know. My brother's doing this. He's got 50 acres in Texas. He's a little higher and a little drier than I am, and he's got 1,000-gallon cistern, and they do fine. It doesn't cost much to have water trucked in, and I think he said he goes 6 weeks with one charge of water. And so that's pretty affordable for them. It's hard to go from copious amounts of water. I mean, we have a well, don't even use it. We have 5 springs and we only use 2. And a big old pond to irrigate out of. And I'm still walking in the mud around here. It's so wet to go from here to the dry side. But we're going to experiment with a snow catchment system. Let's see, the rain in that area just comes in kind of a stiff form. It comes in the form of snow. and snow melts and it goes into gutters, and we're going to try that. We're going to put in a first flush system on the gutter, and it's going to go right in the cistern, and we'll just see how it works. Hopefully it works well, and we might be just fine. But like I said, 5-6 gallons a day for the horse, that's the scary part, and we'll make sure before we do it that we can do it. I promise you that. All right, have a blessed day. Gibbs and I are